My name is Henry, but everyone calls me Hank. I'm 80 years old and I want to tell you about something that happened 6 months ago that changed how I see everything. My closest friend died. His name was Jack. We'd known each other for 57 years, and when he passed away, a part of me went with him. But before I get to that, let me tell you how we met first. It was 1966. I was 22 years old, working at a distribution warehouse on the outskirts of Cleveland. Jack started there the same week I did. We were both young, both unsure, both pretending we knew more than we actually did. The work was repetitive and physical, long hours lifting crates, checking invoices, and loading trucks in every kind of weather. On our first day, the manager put us on the same crew. We worked side by side for hours, barely speaking, just nodding when something needed to be done. At the end of the shift, Jack asked if I wanted to grab a cup of coffee. I said yes. That coffee turned into a friendship that lasted nearly 6 decades. There was nothing remarkable about how it began. No big moment, no instant connection. Just two men sharing space and time. Over the weeks, we started talking more. About work, about money, about what we wanted from life. Jack was thoughtful, quieter than me, but when he spoke, he meant what he said. I trusted him early on, even before I understood why. Trust grows slowly, without you noticing, until one day you realize it's there. Jack got married in 1968. I stood next to him as his best man, nervous and proud. 2 years later, I got married and he stood next to me. His wife, Margaret, and my wife, Elaine, became close friends. We spent holidays together, birthdays, summer cookouts, and long Sunday afternoons watching television. Nothing fancy, just shared time. Looking back now, that's what mattered most. We worked together for over a decade. When the warehouse shut down in the late 70s, our lives shifted. I found work elsewhere. Jack took a job with the city. We didn't see each other every day anymore, but we never stopped showing up for each other. We made a habit of meeting regularly, even when life got busy. Marriage, kids, responsibilities, they all pulled at our time, but we made room. In 1982, my father died. I remember standing at the funeral feeling numb, unsure how to process the loss. Jack didn't say much. He stood next to me, his hand resting lightly on my shoulder. He stayed there the entire time. That was enough. Grief doesn't need words, it needs presence. Jack understood that. A few years later, Jack's daughter went through a rough period. She got mixed up with the wrong people, made choices that scared him. He blamed himself, wondered where he went wrong. I reminded him that children make their own paths and parents can only do their best. He never forgot that conversation. Years later, when she turned her life around, Jack talked about her with quiet pride. As time passed, our friendship deepened. We didn't talk every day, but we didn't need to. We understood each other without explanation. In 2006, Elaine got sick. The diagnosis changed everything. Jack was there through all of it. Hospital visits, quiet evenings, long waits. When Elaine passed away in 2007, my world collapsed. I didn't know how to exist without her. Jack came over every day for weeks. Sometimes he brought food. Sometimes he just sat with me. He never tried to cheer me up or tell me things would be okay. He let me grieve in my own way. That kind of support stays with you. After Elaine died, I withdrew from the world. Jack refused to let me disappear. He called. He knocked on my door. He invited me out. Slowly, he pulled me back. Then in 2012, Margaret died suddenly. A heart attack in the middle of the night. Jack called me before sunrise. I drove straight to his house. We sat at his kitchen table in silence for hours. We didn't need to speak. We both knew what the other was feeling. Loss recognizes loss. After that, we started meeting more often. Twice a week for breakfast at a small diner near his house. Same booth, same order, same routine. It wasn't exciting, but it gave our days structure. It gave us something to look forward to. That mattered more than we realized at the time. As the years went on, we started talking more about the past. Not because we were stuck there, but because it was shared. We remembered old jobs, mistakes, trips we never took, people who were gone now. It wasn't sad. It felt like taking inventory, making sure nothing important was forgotten. Those conversations became a quiet ritual, a way of honoring the lives we had lived. Then Jack started forgetting things. At first it was small, missed appointments, repeating the same story, losing his keys. We laughed it off. But deep down, we both knew something was wrong. His son convinced him to see a doctor, early-stage dementia. Jack was terrified not of dying but of losing himself. I told him what he once told me years earlier. We deal with what we're given. I stayed close. Some days Jack recognized me immediately. Other days he looked confused, unsure who I was. I never corrected him. It didn't matter. Friendship isn't about recognition. It's about commitment. I kept showing up. Tuesday and Thursday mornings, sitting with him, talking, even when he couldn't follow. Presence was all I had left to give. 6 months ago, Jack had a stroke. He was in the hospital for 2 days. I stayed with him as much as they allowed. I held his hand and talked to him, even when he couldn't respond. I told him it was okay to let go. When he died, something inside me went quiet. I've lost many people in my 80 years, but losing Jack was different. Jack was the last person who remembered who I used to be, the young man I was before time changed me. He knew my stories without needing to hear them again. When he died, a whole part of my history went with him. After the funeral, I realized how much I had taken our friendship for granted. I assumed we had more time. I assumed there would always be another breakfast, another phone call. Here, what I've learned: friendships don't survive on good intentions. They survive on effort, on showing up when it's inconvenient, on choosing people again and again. I see so many people today putting friendships off, telling themselves they'll reconnect later. Later isn't guaranteed. Time runs out quietly. I still wake up on Tuesday mornings and forget for a moment. I think about heading to the diner, then I remember Jack is gone. My kids tell me I should make new friends. They mean well, but I don't want new friends. I want my friend, the one who knew me without explanation. You don't replace that. You live with the space it leaves behind. That's why I'm sharing this. If you have someone like that in your life, don't wait. Call them, sit with them, make the time. Because one day all you'll have left are memories and regret. Jack taught me how to be a better friend. And now that he's gone, I'm trying to pass that lesson on, not to replace him, to honor him. So if anything in this story touched you, reach out to someone who matters to you. Make the call, send the message, take the time, be present. And if you found something meaningful in what I shared today, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe and leave a comment below. Tell me about your friendships. Tell me about the people who stood by you. I read every comment and I truly value hearing your stories. Thank you for spending this time with me and for listening. Your support helps this channel grow and keeps these stories alive here.